Undo, undo. Wait a minute. Now wait a minute.
What happens when you make YouTube thumbnails in KidPix? Sticker things.
Who don't want it?
It's so satisfying to hear the sounds. I'm going to make 3 different thumbnails with this 20-year-old art software. I'm going to upload them to YouTube, and then I'm going to let the algorithm and you decide the winner. This is going to be both a nostalgic and a creative endeavor because I don't want to just do a standard review or just a walkthrough of KidPix for those who might have used it in the past. I want to actually make something with it.
Meet your new sleep paralysis demon, crafted in KidPix for Deluxe.
I will launch you in your sleep.
So for those who aren't aware how YouTube works, you can actually test multiple thumbnails. You can pick 3 of them if you'd like, and the platform will pick the one that not just gets you the most clicks, but also gains the highest average watch time. So can a thumbnail made in KidPix beat the algorithm?
Only one way to find out.
Before we begin our thumbnail creation though, I need some very authentic photos to work with. So we are going to go full 2000s mode and use this absolute unit. This is the Sony Cybershot DSC-F707, which was my parents' first digital camera back in 2001. 5 megapixels. It had a Carl Zeiss lens. Since old tech can be a little finicky sometimes, I actually have 3 of them. Just in case one fails, I'll just move on to the next. Let's get started. Thankfully, I have 3 of these original Sony batteries, but they all are in various stages of not working very well. It's asking me to input the date, and it starts in 2001. And these are original. These are the ones that my parents had when this was their camera. So I have one that's 64 megabytes and one that's 32 megabytes. I can only fit 12 pictures at the highest quality. I'm gonna actually turn it down a bit to maybe here. Okay, wait, I turned on the flash. There's like a stream over here. This camera can actually get surprisingly good macro shots. I'm gonna do a comparison. I'm going to take one picture of myself without the direct flash and then one with the direct flash. And then we can see what you think looks better and is more rightier. And the ground is very squidgety spoogety. Like, hold on. I'm really excited to load these pictures up and do some manipulation, so let's go. Okay, we're back and it's time to upload the pictures onto the computer. And so I have our data cable. What is this one called? This wasn't micro USB. Is this mini USB? Turn it on and hope it all works. And we'll paste all of the pictures. I miss this graphic. He was so free. Fly free little piece of paper. We're gonna boot up KidPix and get started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KidPix, come on and play with KidPix.
Okay then. So first we need to find a picture to add. So we're gonna go add graphic and go to my pictures. I'm blurry, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter. The first step was to play around with the program to figure out what it can and can't do. This spray painted 3D shapes, each with its own sound effect. For example, one of the big limitations with KidPix is once you cut something out and paste it onto your canvas, that's it. You can't move it again. It's glued there forever, like it's part of the background now. And the undo button, you get one undo, that's all. So if you make a few changes and decide you want to backtrack, too bad. And this was the weirdest undo that I've seen in any program.
Undo, undo. Wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Who don't want it?
Who don't want it? What? At one point, I even tried using MS Paint to see if I could cut something out over there and paste it into KidPix. And spoiler alert, you can't. They don't play nice. So yeah, this is not Photoshop. This is a children's art program from the early 2000s. There are no layers, no resizing after you place something, and no forgiving history panel. But in a weird way, it kind of makes things easier. I don't get to obsess over placement or make everything perfect. I just have to keep moving and commit. And I will be skipping some pieces here and there because it took over an hour to make all 3 thumbnails. So we'll just stick to the highlights. So this is the first one that we'll do. And I just need to cut myself out using this little scissors tool. And I'm not going to be exact here. I'm just going to kind of go around. And then we're going to cut. So now we're going to go in and add our background graphic that we want to use. Edit, paste. And then we can grab me and kind of move it down right here. This is looking horrible. All right, let's pick like a bright blue color and try out going around and outlining me with it. It looks great, right? Right? Blue drippies. Whoa, that looks kind of dope. Honestly, I'm digging it. I think that that's the winner. Man, the eyeball is really tempting. What do these do? Whoa. Undo.
Yeah.
What about this one? These are kind of crazy. No. They're wild. Okay, I think we need some text. Okay, let's do this beat the algorithm. Is it clickbait to say this beat the algorithm when it probably won't? Come on, there we go. Sometimes having limitations can breed creativity. Other times it just irritates me. There's different voices.
This beat the algorithm.
Vicky, Big Bert.
This beat the algorithm.
I want the text to be white, I think. Or maybe white is not good. Maybe we need like lime green. Oh, okay. No, that's not what I wanted.
My bad.
Like, okay. That's kind of beautiful. Should we just put some rocks down underneath me to kind of cover this little gap? Just kind of stack them up a little bit. Oh.
Undo, undo.
Like, what if I just put trees in the rocks? Here I continue experimenting by adding some tree stamps into the rocks, and then I play around with a bunch of different stamper effects and ultimately settle back on the rainbow that I played with before, as well as some music notes to just really lock it all in aesthetically. This is not looking very beautiful. I think this one's done. So let's save this and we'll call it KidPix Thumbnail 1. All right, on to the next, I guess. I'm gonna pick a different picture of myself. Like, what about this one? I think I still am gonna cut it out. So let's cut me out. Maybe this time I'll use a grassy picture in the background, like this. And then paste. I wish you could resize, but it just is what it is. And again, but maybe with like bubbles. I mean, I think that looks great, right? I feel like I want the window. I just don't know where I'm going to put the text. This was a mistake. Perhaps my absolute favorite feature of this program, and I say this with complete sincerity, is the unceasing cacophony of utterly deranged sound effects that assault your ears at every possible moment. It's like a haunted toy store is exploding around you. I need sticker things. And suddenly my husband came home bearing gifts that he brought me from a trip to the thrift store. Ooh.
Figured if anything, you can use it for your giveaways.
This is super cool. Make CD label design and application as easy as 1, 2, 3. Designed for Windows NT 3.1, 95, 98, and 2000. Ooh, this would be good for Patreon gifts. What if I just put a computer right here? And then we go back to the window. I think that I just have to leave it now because I can't undo the computer because I didn't save it before I put the computer on there, and then I started doing the window, and you can only undo once. To finish up this thumbnail, I just added some little stamps, a Saturn, a sun. Thumbnail number 2, donezo. All right, time for the third thumbnail. You want to help me design the third thumbnail? I asked my husband if he wanted to help design the third thumbnail because I needed a fresh perspective. He heartily agreed, and then I filled him in on the overall plan, and then we began the final design. First, if it's going to have a picture of me in it, I have to cut myself out.
Oh, you already used one with the hands?
I didn't use a picture with the hands yet. It's so bad. Now, it's really hard to cut out. Wait, listen.
I made a boo-boo, yeah.
So just in case you didn't realize you screwed up.
Okay, cut. So now I have to pick a background picture, and then I can paste myself back on the picture. I haven't used moss, or I could use like one of the built-in backgrounds.
Yeah, let me look at those.
We took a thorough look at each background until he ultimately decided on
Space. Space is good.
space.
Yeah.
Okay,
Final frontier.
paste.
Yeah.
Like-
No. Yep.
I can't resize me.
That's perfect.
So what should this one say? Made in 2004.
We're not currently in 2004, so you'll be like, whoa.
We have this one. I'm pretty sure I used that on one of my videos in like 2003 when I made a monster movie.
I made a boo-boo, yeah.
I made a boo-boo, yeah.
It's so satisfying to hear the sounds. That's why I liked this game, because of the sounds.
And all the practical applications as well. I could see using this for professional headshots.
If you or your loved one is looking for a professional headshot, please reach out to Hark Official. I'll get it done. Really good. That was my commercial.
The commercial was really good too.
I know. I feel like I could probably get away with just making this my aesthetic for thumbnails. Every thumbnail, I should just make it in KidPix. And I'm not even joking. I feel like people's thumbnails, maybe they're taking them too seriously, and I need to take things less seriously so that I stop thinking about it.
I think this is very serious.
All right, we're done.
So in summary, here are the 3 finished thumbnails. We have number 1. It's poorly designed. It's ugly, yet festive and unbothered. Number 2. It's cleaner and has an optimistic edge, but perhaps it's trying too hard to be something that it's not. Lastly, number 3, my personal favorite. Excellent font choice, well balanced, but what will the algorithm decide?
When YouTube has selected the winner, I'm going to pin a comment that tells everyone which thumbnail won, because in the future I might actually change the thumbnail to show all of them, if that makes any sense. But the pinned comment will let you know who the winner ultimately was. So until then, you tell me which one should win. 1, 2, or 3. Let me know in the comments. Maybe next time I should attempt making some thumbnails in some software for Windows 3.1.
Thank you for watching yet another episode of Crazy Hark's Amazing Emporium of Total Retro Madness and sometimes other things too!